Well, now, let's bring in a man with first-hand experience of the floods and that devastated New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Jaap Flikweert, he's a flood and coastal management expert from the Dutch global engineering group Royal HaskoningDHV. You know a thing or two about floods.
Hopefully.
First of all, an overview of how you feel that the Brits are managing.
At the moment, obviously, it's recovery mode and everything's thrown at it, and that's how it should be. I think in the more general question, how does the UK manage its flood risk? I think it's it's not like the Netherlands, obviously, so it's really difficult to compare. In the Netherlands, it's all sorted out, but it has to be sorted out because 2/3 of the country is at risk, including the 4 largest cities.
But the problem with us is that it's been gradually needing sorted out. Are we anywhere near gradually sorting it out?
Well, I think we could do more as the UK. I think it would make sense to invest more than we do now. So we spend about 600 million or so per year on it, and I think it's conceivable to double it, and that would still be economically sensible to do. And it's simply better to prepare and to prevent than to have to pay a lot of money on recovery.
Well, there's a lot of Dutch engineers in here already. There's 23 of the biggest pumps you produce over there, down on the Somerset levels.
Yep.
We saw coming in here this amazing, what they're calling the Chertsey sausage, an aquadam. I mean, that's the sort of thing which surely one should have rolled up ready to protect towns all year round.
Well, of course, there is also the option of permanent defences, and then you need less of those temporary defences. It's always a balance between those two that you need to find. But yeah, I think in general, on the topic of what can we learn from the Dutch, what can we use from the Dutch over here, I think it's not as simple as just using the Dutch concept and apply it here, simply because the context is too different. We will never be able to pay the money, to find the money to do that. I do think we should spend more, but it's always going to be different.
Well, look, if you were in charge, what single thing would you do to change?
Yeah, so I would do 2 things. On the one hand, I would decide to spend more because it just makes sense. But on the other hand, I think we need to accept as a society here in the UK that we're never going to be able to defend everything the way we would want to. So there is an element of adaptation needed, and I think that's a reality that we have to face up to, and have to face up to now, so that we give people time to prepare. A time of a generation, ideally, so that people can really adapt to that new situation, rather than having to wait for the disaster and then be forced to adapt.
Jaap, thank you very, very much indeed. We're joined by our political correspondent.